Hello everyone, my name is Cyrus and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. Now, a couple of things before we get started. I'm a transgender woman. I started my transition about 10 years ago, and the purpose of this channel is to help other transgender people to transition, help them through that process. I'm going to be making makeup, hair and fashion videos to help other transgender people and anyone really look and feel great, basically. I will also be making videos to help transgender people's families to better understand what transgenderism is, what gender dysphoria is, so they can basically support their loved one as much as possible to the best of their ability, you know. So today's video, I'm going to be doing a natural makeup look. It's a makeup tutorial. This is a look that I would wear on a daily basis. So if you want to know how to go from this to this, then keep watching. So for me, any makeup look, any successful makeup look starts with the cleansing process. Now, you need a cleanser that's got grit in it, an exfoliating cleanser that's got that grit in it to scrub, basically, scrub it off any impurities, any dead skin cells, to even out your skin. So start with that, and either before cleansing or after, I tend to do before, get rid of any facial hair. Now, what I do, a little trick that I do, is I get a razor that is 3 blades, 4 blades. You don't want to, because it won't do it as good, and definitely don't get one, because, you know, it'll leave hair behind. If you can't see the hair, it will be there, and it will affect how the makeup looks. So get that 3 to 4 blades. I use Gillette Venus for women. I've got 3 blade at the minute, and it's got those little moisturising strips next to the blades. You really need that as well to get a really good shave. I'm also using a Gillette shaving gel for women. Go with a shaving gel or a shaving foam. I don't find shaving creams and things like that to be very effective, but shaving gels and foams, brilliant. So a little trick that I do is I put a little bit of baby oil on my face, on the bits I'll be shaving, you know. So I'll put a bit here, I'll put a bit, maybe a bit under my lip there, and, you know, on my chin here. And that little trick, I call it, it just helps that razor really glide over and really pick up that hair. I really find that to be brilliant, honestly. So what you want to do is shave, then clean your face with the exfoliation, and after you finish cleansing, close those pores with cold water. A few splashes of cold water and you're good to go. So let's get on with the makeup. So, first things first, what I begin with is a good primer. Now, I recommend the Estee Lauder primer. I've used that before, it's brilliant. But if that's a little bit too pricey for you, I also recommend the Too Faced primer, which I've got here. It's the Too Faced Hangover 3-in-1, and it primes, it sets, it refreshes. So basically you can use it before makeup to prime, you can use it at the end to set, and you can use it throughout the day to refresh your makeup look. Now I'll just hold this up. This is what the bottle looks like. It's a really good primer. However, I won't be using this today because I've just bought myself the e.l.f. primer. I'll just hold that bottle up. And basically, this is Blemish Control Face Primer. I've just bought it today, so I wanted to do a little mini review and give it a go. So let's have a look. I'm going to put couple of pumps onto my hands. I'm just going to let that dry a little bit. It feels very lightweight. It feels quite refreshing. Yeah, I'll have to see how the makeup goes onto the primer first, but I find it quite good. Now, if you are going to moisturise, I recommend a water-based one because I think it's the more oily ones what make your skin look a bit, well, what make your makeup look a bit, you know, tacky and a bit, just not very nice. So if you're going to use a moisturiser, use a water-based one. But I like to skip the moisturiser and go straight to the primer. And yeah, I really can't complain so far. But as I said, let's see how the makeup goes on. So what I've got here is, I've got my concealer. It is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Makeup Revolution London. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but I just bought this today. What I'm going to do with this is just conceal the blemishes that I'm breaking out in. I don't know why, but I am breaking out, and it's not great. So just go over those, you know, blemishes. I've got a blending sponge. Now, I don't wet my sponge under the tap. I just squirt Garnier Skin Active Rose Soothing Glow Mist. That's this thing. That's this thing. The bottle. So I just squirt a bit of that on, you know, just to get it moist before blending out any makeup. And we're just going to go in and just blend out that makeup. It's always good to use a concealer just to conceal your blemishes. It just helps the overall look. You don't necessarily have to get the blending perfect because you can have other layers over this. So that's just to like take the harshness out of the blemishes. Now I'm going to show you a little trick that I've learned. You take a red lipstick. Now I don't have to do this anymore because I am on hormone treatment and have been for quite a lot of years. But before I started my hormone treatment, I used to use red lipstick on the bluish colour you get after you've shaved. If you've got really thick, coarse hair and you shave, you kind of left with like a blue tint that you can see through makeup. Now, what I used to do, I'll do it now just to demonstrate, but I don't do it anymore because hormones do help with that. And comment down below if you want me to make a full video on hormones and how to get them prescribed to you, how long I waited for mine, and the changes you can expect to see. But one of the things hormones do is thin out your hair on your facial hair, body hair, you know, it really makes that fine. You know, it did for me anyway. But, like I said, before I had really thick, coarse hair on my face. So what I do is put a little bit of, it has to be red lipstick. It doesn't have to be bright, just a red colour. I suppose orange would work as well. And just put it anywhere where you got those bluish, that bluish hue, like bluish greeny hue from the hair underneath the skin. And what this will do is it will neutralise that colour, you're colour correcting basically, and it will just neutralise that. Now don't worry if, you know, you blend it out and it looks red, because when your foundation goes over it, it will completely cover it and you won't see the lipstick or the bluish greenish hue of the hair underneath the skin. So that's the little trick that I learned. So if you just blend that out, then on the chin, and that will just take that pigmentation out of that hair. Now, the good bit. Foundation. I've got a few different foundations. In fact, I might use a different one to this, but I always buy the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Always have that in my makeup case. because it's very, very reliable when you want that full coverage. But today I'm going to try something new again. Let's do a little mini review. It's Cosmetics CC Plus foundation. So that's this thing here. It's neutral medium. Neutral medium. It's hydrating, anti-aging, colour correcting. Yeah, seems pretty good. So we'll have a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt it onto my finger. Like that. And then I'm just going to dot it around my face. You know, to put a few dots everywhere. Like so. I look crazy. And then what we're going to do is just blend that out. Don't forget to go down onto top part of your neck so you don't have one of those lines. Nobody likes to have a line. It is not a great look. So I think that's just about blended out. Right, the next step. So next, what we're going to do is going to grab the concealer again. It's the exact same one that I used to cover up those blemishes. And we're just going to put a little bit under the eyes. Now, as I said, I bought this concealer today as well, so I'll do a little review on it after I've blended it out. It definitely covered up those blemishes quite nicely. Now my aim with this is to brighten up that eye area. This is especially great if you've not had much sleep and you're tired and you've got, you know, bags under your eyes, things like that. It will definitely help with that. I like to just go a little bit over onto the brow bone as well, because later I'll be putting highlight there anyway, so that will just help to enhance that area. Just a little bit on that brow bone and then right up there. And again, right up to the hairline. And as I said, that will just help to conceal any dark circles you may have. And it also highlights the face, because also I will be putting highlighter on later, so it just helps with that. So as you can see, there's quite a big difference there. So next, what we're going to do is a little bit of contouring. Now, I'm not going to do a full contour with everything. You know, if you want to see me do a full contouring video with the creams and the powders and everything, comment down below. But what I will be using is a really small Real Techniques brush, as you can see. It's Real Techniques number 406. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but... So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild contouring palette. It's absolutely brilliant, this Wet n Wild contouring palette. So I'm just going to go in with this colour. You really don't need much of this. And I'm just going to dust along the cheekbone a little bit. And then again, a little line. Just knock some of that off. Well, and then just blend that out as much as you can. Now, the reason I don't contour very much is because I've got a very thin face, so if I contour too much, it becomes thinner, and obviously, you know, I don't like that because I've already got a really slim face as it is. I did used to contour quite a bit, in fact, and that's how I learned how to do the full face, and I can show you that in a video if you like. But what I've started doing recently is just putting blush on because I want to round out my cheeks more than anything. But I am putting this little bit on just to add that little bit of colour to break up that foundation so it's not just, you know, all one colour sort of thing. So as you can see, it's just added that little touch of colour. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush. It is the Real Techniques brush B02. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but there you go. It's a beautiful brush, this one, I must say. I really do love this brush. And it's got really good, what's it called? It's really easy to hold and, you know, easy to maneuver. So what I've got here is Hoola Benefit. And this is a bronzer, Hoola Benefit bronzer. There, I'm sure everyone knows what Hoola Benefit bronzer looks like, but I will just hold that up and I'll just show you. It's a mini one, a mini Hoola Benefit bronzer. And I'm just going to go in with that. You don't need much on the brush, blow the excess off. And just above that contour, just dust your cheekbone. This is just going to add that, well, that little bit of bronze look, you know? And you want to just dust it above that contour, right on the top of your cheekbone, where the sun would naturally reach first. And we're going to do the same to the tip of the nose. Just where that sun would naturally hit. And we're just going to put a little bit on the hairline. What I'm trying to achieve with this bronzer is not a contour, it's just to break up the one colour of the foundation, and it's just to give me that natural look, you know, like that natural sun-kissed look where the sun would naturally hit your face first. It would naturally obviously reach the that's not your temple, sorry, the forehead and the hairline, the tip of the nose, the highest points basically of your face it reaches. So as you can see, that's just nicely broken up that one colour of the foundation, which there's nothing wrong with just putting foundation on. In fact, I do wear just foundation sometimes. Sometimes I just wear concealer. Sometimes I, in fact, just wear this Garnier BB cream. But, so yeah, there's nothing wrong with just one colour, you know, but it's not the look we're going for today. So, that's that. Now, the dreaded eyebrows. Oh, honestly, it scares me doing my eyebrows, not gonna lie. So I've just got this little moustache brush. I'm just going to comb out those brows. Now, I'm using this because I couldn't find an eyebrow brush in the shop, so it does the job just as good. I do pluck my own eyebrows, you can probably tell. But I did used to get them threaded, but what with COVID, I don't really want someone leaning over me, you know, that's just gonna risk both me and them, and it's just not great. So, you know, we're not going to do that. So I plucked my own. I've got a 242 angled liner and brow brush. Now, I don't know who the maker of this is. It's just an angled brush, look. And it's just a dip into my Kat Von D pomade, which is wonderful. There it is. Just a little jar. I barely use this, to be honest with you. There you go. So really, you don't need much of this whatsoever. So start here in the middle of the brow. You don't want to start here because it'll be too much. You want to start here and brush through the brow. The natural hair you've got, just brush straight through it, and then with the excess, then you can do the front a little bit. Sorry, I had to just go and get a hand mirror because the mirror on behind the camera is a little bit too far away. As you can see, I'm just brushing through the natural hairs I've already got. Just going to dip back into my pomade a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to squeeze the brush end. And I've squeezed it just so I can do the, this bit. Because obviously it's thinner, this section of your brow. See? It's not completed yet. I'll tell you what, I'll finish it off camera, but you get the gist. Basically, you just start here in the middle with an angled brush, brush through, and then when you get to this bit, you want to just squeeze that brush a little bit, top it up a little bit more with the pomade, squeeze the brush to make it a little bit thinner for that bit, and just brush through the brow until you feel that it's how you want it, until you feel that that looks good. And then with the excess, just barely touch the front. So I'll just finish it off camera. I'm back, guys. Brows are time consuming, and don't be afraid if you keep making mistakes and having to go, over certain bits with a wipe. That's just normal when you're doing brows. It's really hard to get them perfect, which is why I have kind of adopted that saying, sisters, not twins, because you don't want your eyebrows to be, bam, identical, Well, in an ideal world, it'd be nice, but they're never gonna be, So, sisters, not twins, just as long as they look, reasonably alike. I've seen some really beautiful people and their eyebrows have been, not exactly the same, and they've been beautiful, Symmetry is not everything, but I've done my eyebrows, as you can see. And now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. Now, I am very limited with my eyeshadows. I've only got one palette. I do really want to try the Jeffree Star stuff because his makeup just looks on fire, like amazing. But cheaper alternatives are Rimmel London. That is a cheaper alternative. The pigment is really, really good. And what I've got here is Revolution, Makeup Revolution London. And the palette basically looks like this. I'm into my browns and beiges and neutrals and, which is kind of why I want to try Jeffree Star's makeup, because, there's he does all sorts of beautiful colours. So what I'm going to do first, the way I do it, is I like to start off small and build on it. So I start in the crease with a very, very light colour, and then I just gradually darken it into the crease. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start off with this colour in the crease. So start off in that crease right there, look. And what I do is just go like this, up and down in the crease. Like that. I avoid the lid area because that's where I'm going to put my main sparkly colour. And what I do is I just gradually build on that. So what I do now is I carry on going in the crease, darkening that gradually, but then I start moving the brush upwards a little bit. Like to get a bit of that pigmentation just above the crease. Like that. See? So I'll come back when I have matched the other one to this one. So I've just matched this eye to this eye using this shade. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with a slightly darker shade in the crease. So I think we will choose this one. And honestly, you're not going to need much of that whatsoever. And that's just to like darken things up a little bit. So I'm just going to go in with it like this. No, a little more on this side. Probably a little bit. Yeah. I'm trying to get that pretty possible, you know. I think that looks alright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the brush because that's got a couple of colours on it, and we're going to get a brand new brush. I've not actually used this one, even though it's got a little bit of makeup there, probably from my hands. It's a Real Techniques brush, and it's number 201. I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but I'll just hold it up. It's, again, a very, very beautiful brush. And what I'm going to do now is a bit of sparkle on those eyelids. So I think I'm just going to go for a gold. And I'm actually going to pack that on quite a little bit. Like that. And then I'm just going to close one eye. I'm really bad at this, closing one eye. But I'm just going to try and get it on that lid. I'm just going to go 5 seconds. Yeah. And then do the other side. I'll be back when I've done the other side. So I'm back. What I do next is I like to highlight the corners of my eye with a cotton bud and a highlight shade. The reason I use the cotton bud is I think you just get a more precise application. I think brushes can get a bit messy, can apply too much highlighter in corners. So the highlight shade that I'm going to be using is this one here. And basically all I do is I put the cotton bud on and then just twizzle it round. Is that the right word? I just twist it in between my fingers, the cotton bud, making sure that all the head is completely covered in that colour. And then I'm just going to use my little handheld mirror because I don't want to go wrong. And what you do is just dot it right in the corner. And then get the invitation to keep it in the same spot. You need a bit more colour. Don't be afraid to go back into the palette. And see if you've got what you like. It's a line, you know, what line you want to actually dot a line, and then there's a same other side. I'm trying to make the eyes pop, you know? As you can see, an immediate difference, like on there. What you guys think? It's all shape up. So I think I'm just a little bit on the right eye. I'm quite happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is one of my favourite bits, and that's my eyeliner. And it's not sharpened, very unprofessional. So I'm going to sharpen it. The sharpener, what I use, now I'm going to tell you this because I've had a lot of problems with trying to sharpen my eyeliners and my lip liners and getting a sharpener what just chews the pencil up, if you know what I mean by that, guys. And I find this number 7 pencil sharpener is just wonderful, honestly. It doesn't chew it up, the pencil doesn't get stuck, and as you can see, brilliant. Now, with eyeliner, I don't go under the waterline, I don't do that. I go actually on the waterline. I find your eyes pop a lot more if you get it on that waterline. I know it's not a very nice thing to do, but here we go. It's not a very nice place to put anything, really, you know, right in your eye. I'm going to stop just before we get to that. I don't have to do that, but I just want to, highlight instead. I'm going to have them anyone doing this mirror is haircut. It's really nice, but isn't it? Yeah. See the difference between this one and this one? It just makes it pop so much more. And then again, on this side. Like so. See? I can, in another video, show you how to put fake eyelashes on. I won't be doing it in this video, and I won't be putting mascara on either. The reason is, I don't tend to... If I mess with my eyelashes at all, I'll put some natural looking fake eyelashes on and then put mascara on. The reason I don't just put mascara on is because no matter how much I use an eyelash curler, these babies that do not stay curled, and they just, with just mascara, they end up looking like spider's legs, instead of the curls what I want. So no mascara. But what we're going to do now is highlight. One of my favourite things. Highlight and lips. So, I really do want the Champagne Pop by Becca. I think it's Becca Cosmetics. Don't quote me on that, but I want the Champagne Pop highlighter, but I've not got that yet. I've got a cheaper alternative, which I find is brilliant, honestly. It's Wet n Wild highlighting powder. Here it is. It is, honestly, it's wonderful. I can't really complain. Now, I have got a highlighting brush, you know, to put it on. Is that what you call it? A highlighting brush? Highlighter brush. This is by Real Techniques, and it's number 304. It's limited edition, this one. It's very sparkly. However, I'm not going to use that because I like a very noticeable highlight, and I find that that small brush doesn't really give me that. So I've got this brush. It's double-ended. Got it from Primark. It's the PS range. I don't know if anyone knows what that is. And what I do is I just use the smaller end. As you can see, I've got a bit of highlighter on there, and you know, just be generous with it, really. By the way, if you're still watching at this point, thank you so much. Honestly, it would mean so much to me if you've got to this point listening to me ramble on. Right, so I've got a bit of highlight on, and what you want to do is just remember when we put the contour on and then the bronzer, you want to just go above both of those like this. No, it's not picking up very good on camera. Maybe I need more. You see that, guys? I'm really sorry. I know the light's not the best. Ah, it's taking shape now. I'm really piling this on as well. See? Like I said, the Champagne Pop, I've seen loads of reviews on that. People using it in the makeup videos. And I've also swatched it in store onto my hand. And I must say, it's really brilliant, honestly. But I think this is a nice alternative. You can see it now, look. You know, now my cheeks towards the light, sort of. Look, can you see that better? I know it's a bit difficult on that side, but... And that's Wet n Wild, guys. This, honestly, it was very cheap. I can't remember exactly how much, but Wet n Wild is... It's wild. Honestly, it's brilliant. Well, you can see that. I think that is not bad. You know? It just shows you that, you know, you don't have to have loads of money to you know, have a nice makeup look. It's all about how you apply it. You know, my motto is, as long as you've got a good quality foundation, like I use the It Cosmetics. Is it It? Yeah, It Cosmetics foundation today. Although, usually I use Estee Lauder. But as long as you've got a good base foundation, then you can kind of cheap out on the rest of your makeup, you know, because, you know, you need a good quality foundation. I must say that the coverage is the most important. And then the rest of the makeup, you can just, you know, you can afford to save a little bit more money on it, you know. But I'm just going to go into the highlight. You can also use eyeshadow, you know, one of the highlighting shades for this. Blow the excess off and just go on that brow bone. Literally just, I mean, you might be able to pick that on camera, but it makes all the difference. I know guys, I'm not the best camera and, you know, things like that, and this is my first ever YouTube video, so the plan is that I will get better and better the more I film, you know, because I hope you're enjoying it, I hope you're not bored or anything, and I hope you like the makeup that I'm doing. And obviously with anything, you get better at it, don't you? The more you do it. So a little bit of highlighter on there, as you can see. Lips now. I do like a good lip moment. So what I'm gonna use, I've got a new lip liner today, and it is the NYX or NYX, and it's a matte lip liner, and the colour is Vintage. I don't know if you can see that, guys. So what we want to do with this, whatever lipstick you're going to use, and I use liquid lipstick, you want the lip liner to be a shade or two darker than your lipstick. Not too dark, because you don't want an actual line around your lips, because that'll just not look right, you know. But you want it to be just a subtle, couple of subtle shades darker, the lip liner, because it'll give the illusion that you've got bigger lips. And as you can see, I've got very, very, very small lips. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in the middle and we're going to slightly overline the Cupid's bow, but then we're not going to overline the rest. We're going to overline this bit and then push it down and follow the actual rest of the line. You're going to slightly overline the middle bits of your lips, you know. So at the bottom, slightly overline. At the top, do the bow and slightly overline as you do that, but you don't want to overline these, you know, the outside of your mouth. You know, you want to, well, basically I'll show you. And then you want to push it back into the actual line of your lip. Okay. So you can see I've gone slightly over and then push it back into my lip. So you can see that thing, slightly over, then straight into the actual line. I'm just going to it will conceal. Line. I slightly over into the line. So what you want to do is, no, sorry. Then what you want to do is kind of colour the lip in a little bit. Not all the way, just, you know, blend it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to line a bit more. And you're right, mate. Don't be afraid. If you're going to do it, might be off. I'll have it in there. Yeah? And you do makeup. Like a lot of things affect and you know, you blend six, then that's absolutely fine. You blend them. Oh, imagine other thing. Blend the top in. Okay? So you'll see like that. I know they look really a mess at the minute, but it will all come together. Right, the liquid lipstick, what I'm going to use is by NYX again. And see if I can find the shade. I don't think I can. Anyway, it's this colour. Sorry guys if the angle's changed a bit. My camera went off. It stopped recording and I still thought it was recording, and I'm there chatting away, putting lipstick on, and I'm talking to myself. So what I did while we're thinking it was recording is just put a liquid lipstick, what is a couple of shades lighter than the lip liner. I just put that on, and it is the NYX. I don't know what shade it is. I think it says it on it somewhere, but I can't find it. But it's just a NYX, NYX liquid lip. And as you can see, oh, it's wore off a little bit. Don't know if you can see that. So, I don't know if you can see those. And then what I do basically is I like to just go over the whole thing with a clear lip gloss. And I've got the NYX Filler Instinct. If anyone knows what that is, if that means anything to anyone. This is actually really quite good at plumping your lips up as well. So I'm going to guys, right. Is there anything worse, honestly, than having your lipstick on and really spending a lot of time on it, and then you go outside and the wind just blows your hair into your lips and, oh, it's such a mess. Comment down below if that's happened to you. It's so annoying, honestly. There you go. Right, so my makeup's done. Now I'm just going to undo my hair, dry it, and then show you the finished product. So I will be right back. Hi guys, I'm back. So here's the finished look. I've just basically blow dried my hair, which I rarely do, to be honest with you, but it was wet when I finished my makeup, so I just wanted to get it, you know, done quickly, basically. One last thing to do is setting spray. And we're just going to set all that makeup, what we've just done. And there you have it, guys. I hope you love this makeup look as much as I do. Now, just stick with me a minute. I just want to say a couple of quick things. If you're just starting to transition and you're just starting to experiment with makeup and everything, and you feel like you're not achieving the results you want with it, or you feel like you don't know much about it, or you feel like that when you try and use makeup it doesn't look how you want it to look, it's fine, honestly. Everybody's got to start somewhere with makeup, right? And with your transition, you've got to start somewhere. And honestly, when I first started wearing makeup and experimenting with it, it looked like someone had thrown the makeup case at me and hoped for the best. It did not look how I wanted it to look. And I basically just learned over time, you know. I made mistakes and I learned from them, and I just learned over time, you know. Watching videos online, that can help, you know. It helped me learn certain things, you know, certain little techniques with makeup, and I hope my video helps you. If you've got any requests for videos, anything like that, or anything you want to learn about, comment down below. If there's anything you want to ask me privately, or if there's anything you want to know about transitioning, or, you know, you can message me directly. I will include my socials down below. Just message me on Instagram or something. I will be making more videos. This is going to be, obviously, it's not a one-off video. So, you know, we'll cover a lot to do with transitioning and makeup, hair and fashion and things like that anyway. But if there's anything you want to know and you feel like you can't ask anybody else, or whatever the reason, you can come and ask me, honestly, because I wish there was someone who I could have gone to when I first started transitioning, and there wasn't. So I want you to know that there is for you, because there's me, you know. I've been there, I've done it, right? I'm gonna aim to upload another video next week. I've not got an official upload schedule yet, but there will be one next week. And I really hope you enjoyed my video. I really do. My hair, by the way, I get a lot of questions about my hair. I will be making a video about how long it took me to grow, the products I use on it, you know, how I got it so long, things like that, you know, just basically the story of how I got it to how it is today. I will make a video on that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope I've not talked too much. And yeah, please come back to my channel. Be safe, be kind. God bless.